This is me celebrating because I've turned my car into a mining machine. What's going on, everybody? It's Chris with Committed 3D Tech. Over the past few months, I have turned my car into a crypto mining machine. And so in this video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the devices that I'm using, how I built it and operate it. And then we're also gonna do some calculations for rideshare drivers and how this can be a potential source to supplement your income as you're doing that. And then of course, we're gonna talk about my plans going forward. And something really special with this video, we are doing a Demo AutoPi giveaway. If you don't currently own a Demo AutoPi, you can win one for absolutely free. Demo has partnered with me. All you have to do to enter is use the link and fill out the form down below. Make sure that you're following both Demo and me on Twitter. And of course, you can't already own a Demo AutoPi. And in 2 weeks, Demo will pick a winner and send you out an AutoPi. Now, before we get to the content, I did want to mention, I am still extremely bullish on Crypto.com and especially CRO, their native cryptocurrency. Now, Crypto.com has been a front runner in the crypto space ever since they acquired the domain name Crypto.com, and I expect great things coming from them in the future. The staple of that is going to be the Crypto.com Visa card. It's a simple way to convert your crypto into fiat currency like that. Now, if you want to get the free $25 bonus in CRO tokens, all you have to do is use my link and code C3D to sign up for the ruby red Crypto.com Visa, and you and I will both get $25 in CRO tokens absolutely free. Now, of course, if you haven't liked this video, make sure you do that for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe because I have lots more content coming, not just on these devices that I'm talking about, but I'm also going to be reviewing a lot of things on crypto, tech, and investing platforms, including units like the FutureBit and the Mapmetrics SPT. And with all that out of the way, let's get to the video. We've reviewed two of the devices that I'm going to be talking about today, and that is the Hivemapper Dash Cam and the Demo AutoPi. But we're going to talk about how I've built a cumulative mining solution for my vehicle. And the first one is going to be with the Hivemapper. Now, as most of you know, the Hivemapper Dash Cam can only be hooked up to one device. That leaves the predicament of you choosing whether you install a front-facing camera or a side-facing camera. But of course, on this channel, we like to do things a little bit differently, and we try to maximize our earnings when we can. Now, of course, Hivemapper did send me my first dash cam for free. I did buy another one because I wanted to be able to put one front-facing and side-facing. And I am going to be switching one of those to the HDC S when those are available as well. So the big question is, how am I doing that if you can only hook it up to one device? I still have a lot of old devices. When I get a new phone, I typically don't do the exchange program. And I know some of you are probably thinking,
Chris, that's so dumb, you could be saving so much money.
But it's instances like this that I really enjoy having these extra devices at my fingertips to be able to use for different solutions that I need when it comes to crypto or tech or anything like that. And so because I have an extra iPhone, what I've done is I've set that up as another device that I'm going to use for the separate Hivemapper Dash Cam. That phone doesn't have a cell plan, and so I've had to do a couple extra steps to make it work. Number one, I've needed to be able to use my cell phone as a hotspot. Now, I don't use that during the entire time that I'm mapping. The first thing I do is I make sure that I've downloaded the entire map that I'm going to be driving on before I leave. And then the second thing, when I get into the car, I turn on the hotspot on my actual cell phone, and then I connect my wallet to the Hivemapper Dash Cam, because when it doesn't have cell signal, it disconnects from it automatically. Now, once I've done that, I simply change the Wi-Fi connection from my hotspot to the Hivemapper Dash Cam that I want to connect to. For my normal phone, I connect that to the other dash cam. And so essentially what's happening is I'm able to mine honey with both the side-facing and the front-facing dash cam simultaneously, which I think is really, really beneficial. Now, on average, average, I'm earning 1,150 honey tokens per week. Obviously that fluctuates, and the price of honey token fluctuates up and down. We're gonna talk about that in a few minutes though. But that's really with driving roughly 3 to 4 hours per week that I'm earning 1,150 honey tokens per dash cam, which totals to about 2,300 total for my car. Now, the next miner that I use is obviously the Demo AutoPi. I can't say enough good things about the Demo AutoPi. I absolutely love it, mainly because it gives me all of the things that I need for my vehicle data at the tip of my fingers. Because I am a member of Vehicle Genius, I get a financial report for my vehicle as well that I can use to make sure that I'm operating my vehicle in the most cost-efficient way. It calculates things like your gas, interest, depreciation, and all of those things so that you know exactly how much money you're putting into your car and how much it costs to run it every year. Now, the next miner that I'm using is called the SPT, which is the Special Position Tracking. This is from Mapmetrics. They are still very new, and they have a new update coming out closer to the end of the month, which I'm gonna do a full review on that platform once they do that update. But the cool thing is, using the SPT, there are ones for a vehicle, a motorcycle, or a scooter, and also they make ones for bicycles. So I think the options of having those three are very, very cool. And even though I've only used the SPT for like a day or two, I've already started earning some M-Maps in my Solana wallet. Now, like Demo, the SPT is gonna be utilizing NFT technology as well, which means it's gonna be Web3 based, and essentially you're exchanging your GPS and location data for Mapmetrics tokens. Now, as for the totals that I've earned so far using these miners, I've earned 9,522.48 honey tokens in total, and I've earned 3,116 Demo tokens. Now, at the current price, the honey tokens equate to roughly $390. And the Demo tokens come out to roughly $234. Now, of course, I did have rideshare drivers in mind specifically when I was making this video. And so I actually jumped onto the Uber app and I Ubered for roughly 3 hours. Now, a couple revelations I had during this time. Number one, rideshare drivers are not paid enough. It kind of baffled me. From what I understand, unless rideshare drivers are doing longer trips, it really just doesn't pay as well as I thought it would, which is pretty crazy. And I also realized how important it is to tip your drivers. And so, although I've always tipped very, very well, it was just eye-opening to me to understand that these drivers actually rely on tips to make ends meet at a bare minimum. Now, the cool thing about these miners is that they're a good way to supplement for rideshare drivers. And this isn't the first time that this has been on the radar for rideshare drivers. You see rideshare drivers with the advertisement screen on top of their cars all the time. People like Cargo have tried in the past to do things with like snacks and marketing for that. There's just been so many different things that people have done to try to supplement their income while driving for rideshare. And in my opinion, this is a great solution for it. Now, let's break down my earnings. As you can see, for the roughly 3 hours that I drove, including all of the tips, I made $36.93, which is roughly $12 an hour, and that's not including the expenses. I actually drove 80 miles, and so really at the end of the day, I took home maybe $26, which is less than $10 an hour for those 3 hours. Now, this wasn't driving during peak times or anything like that. I'm not planning on being a rideshare driver. I simply did this just to get some data to be able to share it in this video. Now, of course, we know as far as Demo goes, it's not based on how much you drive. We know that during the week, my car is gonna bring in a little over 200 Demo tokens per week. And obviously that could change, probably will. But for Demo, that's close to $20 for just having it attached to my vehicle. Now, as far as honey token goes, this is gonna depend on how much you're driving, how much you're mapping, and the payout scale based on your location and the streets that you're mapping. So if you're mapping streets that haven't been mapped very often and they're in a very highly requested area, obviously you're gonna earn more. For those 3 hours, I earned roughly 2,300 honey tokens. That's not including some of the other driving I did during the week, but it really wasn't that much more, maybe an extra hour of driving. And honey has been fluctuating a lot, but as of right now, it's roughly 4.1 cents per honey token. And so based on that calculation, for those 3 hours alone, that's earning me an extra $94.3. which is pretty crazy because if you think about rideshare drivers, as long as they're driving during daylight hours, they might be doing 5 or 6 or 7 hours per day, which would actually be twice that much daily. Now, of course, like I said, if you're mapping the same streets over and over, you're not going to earn that much honey. But if they're all new roads, which rideshare drivers tend to drive on new roads very, very frequently, this could be a good way to supplement that income. And of course, rideshare drivers aren't the only ones who can benefit from this. If you're commuting to and from work, a typical commute is more than 3 hours per week. And so as long as it's during daylight hours, this is a good way for your car to pay you while still utilizing it for the things that you need. What is my plan going forward? Number one, I am not going to be a rideshare driver, but that's not always an option for some people. Some people need to actually do it. My company, Panda Labs, is also working to build out fleets, and we are going to be releasing this in the next few months or so. And basically, we're going to be doing a drive to own model. Once we vet you as a qualified participant, we will send you a dash cam and or an autopilot at no cost. Once you have driven enough to pay for the unit, we will give it to you. And then you'll own the unit and you'll be able to earn on your own. So there's no upfront capital for you. Now, of course, if you don't want to wait for that to happen, you can get your very own Hive Mapper dash cam, Demo AutoPi, or MapMetrics SPT. Links are down in the description. If you use code C3D40 for the Hive Mapper dash cam, you'll get 10% off. If you use code PANDA for the Demo AutoPi, you'll get 10% off. And you just have to click the MapMetrics link and you'll get a discount for that as well. Now, on top of that, my plan is to continue building out opportunities to earn from using my data, specifically with my vehicle. And so, like I said, my company Panda Labs is planning to build out this fleet that harvests vehicle and location data and pays you and me in return for that. So there you have it. That is how I turned my vehicle into a mining machine. It's pretty cool. I'm really excited about it, and I just think that there are a lot of great things coming, especially for the miners that I have in my car right now. Now, if you haven't liked this video yet, make sure you do that. That really helps push this video forward to a larger audience, and it helps more people learn about these things to help build the ecosystem and really to help decentralize the world and pay you for your data. And of course, make sure you subscribe. I have a lot more content coming out. I just installed the FutureBit Apollo, which is mining Bitcoin. It's a full Bitcoin node, and it is so quiet. It has 3 different modes. On top of that, I'll be reviewing the MapMetrics SPT. So turn on the notification bell, and that way you'll get notified anytime I come out with new content on crypto, tech, or investing platforms, and all of the like. And with all that out of the way, thanks for stopping by. My name's Chris with Committed 3D Tech, and we'll catch you next time.